had an idea last night, and kind of wanted to sit on it for a second and work out the way that I wanted to do it. And so it is the next morning, bright and shiny, Sunday morning at 9:37. Got a hair stuck to my mold that wasn't there 5 seconds ago, I swear. So we're going to try it. And this is going to be one of those projects that is probably, I'm going to make it more difficult than it needs to be. But, you know, hey. So, to kind of give you a little bit of backstory on it, not much, but a little. I was cleaning out one of my silicone pots, you know, just one of these little doodads, and pulled out a piece of resin that had cured that looks like this. And I was inspired. So, this is the inspiration for it. So, we're going to go from there. What I have over here is a mess. But other than that, I have about 25 mil of my just regular 101. And I'm going to pour just a thin base layer here. Not much. Just enough to cover the bottom and give me, like I said, a base layer. So I don't have stuff sticking out, you know, where it doesn't need to be. So let's get that in. We'll let that take things over. And make sure that everybody's covered. I didn't run this through the airless or anything like that. I didn't really see the need because it's just such a tiny amount, but I am going to spray some alcohol in it and let those bubbles just sort of, you know, go away. This is a bag of fake moss that I got from Temu 1.5 million years ago that I am going to add some to my mold. And I'm not going to be precious about it. I'm just going to add some in. To the bottom here. To basically stay put. Now, up here, I've had a couple of different ideas. And the idea that I think I'm going to go with is, yeah, you see it. It's a Q-tip. So what I'm going to do is take my Q-tip apart. I'm just going to sort of tear little pieces of the cotton off and make larger pieces of small pieces of cotton. And then these are going to go up here. Can you see where I'm going with this? And I don't want a big, huge amount in this first layer, but I do want some. We're going for depth. We're going for dimension. We're going for sort of a 3D kind of look-ish. So I just want to, and of course the resin is going to make these go pretty darn translucent to transparent, which is what I'm going for here. And I think I need a little more, so we're going to attack the other end of our swab. Now I am going to apologize in advance. This is probably going to be a pretty long one, so hopefully you decide to stick with me through this. I'm hoping at any rate. So you get the general idea of what I'm going for here. Plop that right there. Plop this little guy up there. Okay. So this is basically it for this first layer. Okay. I'm going to let that cure. I do have my heat mat on. So I'm going to let this first part cure, and then we're going to come back and do the next layer, which is going to be much more exciting. I promise. All right, I'll see you then. All right, it is time for the next layer. Now, the first layer is not completely set, but it is quite tacky. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the next layer because I don't want a big, huge witness line. So if it merges a little bit, I'm cool with that. So we have 25 mil here of regular resin, and I'm just going to put in a tiny dot of my Ranger alcohol ink in Monsoon and get that mixed up because I want a little bit of color, but not like a big, huge amount of color. Just enough to, you know, give it the hint of color, of blue and sort of gray skies and everything like that. And of course it's going to look darker in here because it's deeper. So once I get it poured over everything else, it's going to turn out a lot lighter. All right. So I'm just going to go around and start pouring this over. Get some on our moss. Get some on our clouds. Get some on the edges. All right. Let's get all that out of the cup. Don't want to waste any. All right. So now that we've done that, I'm going to go in with a cotton ball and just tear little bits off and make our next little collection of clouds. Wispy little clouds. Wispy little clouds sticking to my gloves. right, so there we go. Poke, 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 poke. And of course it's sticking to the resin on my stick because I forgot to clean it. All right, there we go. And whoop, I almost dropped this, and that would have been an epic disaster. Got some more moss here, so we're going to go in with another layer of grass. Again, just depth and dimension, depth and dimension. Okay. All right. There we go. Not a very exciting layer. The next one's going to start getting more exciting, I promise. All right. Okie doke. So I'm going to let that cure up and see you for the next one. All right, it's time for our next layer. So what I'm going to do is I have my silvery gray mica powder, and I am going to just very, very lightly go over my clouds here. And just do a little teeny bit darker. All right, so let me get my gloves on so I can play with resin. Dropped one. And again, I just have another 25 mil of my regular 1:1 here. Resin off my glove here. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this piece of resin that I peeled off of a cup, a silicone cup that I was cleaning out, and I really liked the way that it looked. So I'm going to cut off that big, huge wad at the top. And what this is going to be is our lightning. So just going to put that down. And I debated on whether or not I wanted to color it like glow in the dark or something like that. And then I was like, no. All right, and I've got one more piece over here that I want to add. Right there. Ta-da! That looks neat. I like that. Okay, so now we are going to get our cotton ball again. And make little cotton ball-y fluff put that around the top. And just drop it all in. That will just be easier that way. Okay. There's that. I do need to move that one piece of fluff up a little bit. It's a little too far down. All right. And then go. Since I'm done playing with resin, I'm going to take off my gloves. Yeah. Yay. All right. Gonna let this cure. I'll see you soon. Okay, I decided to add some little trees, and I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. Sorry. All this is just some moss, some dried moss, and a little bit of my fluffy moss. So I'm just making them into tiny tree shapes. And then push them down. And then to add leaves, just sprinkle the little fluffy moss bits. Fluffy moss bits onto that. Okay, and now take my spatula and just move my leaves around. So there's that. So now we're gonna wait for it to cure. All right, so now I'm just gonna do one more coat of just plain old clear. All right, it is time to demold this. It's not really going to be much of a reveal because you already see the top of it, pardon my hiccups. But let's get it out of the mold. And you can see I do have a little bit of cleanup to do around the edges, so let's do that. And that's basically cleaning up cotton fuzz. Because I got some fuzzy cotton. Fuzzy cotton balls. All right. So there's that. Check it out. You can see the lightning coming through. Let me get a piece of paper here. Darker piece of paper. You can see the lightning and everything. Check this out. Oh, she went glow in the dark. Look at that. Yeah, she did. I went there. So, at any rate, this is what it is. This is what it looks like. You can see how the trees came out. Our little trees made out of moss, and the clouds up in the sky. And this is what it looks like from the back. So if you wanted it flat, you can still do the flat side. If you wanted to use it as a coaster. So let's see if yeah, the glow in the dark still shows up. Not quite as well, but it does. Because I painted the front. So at any rate, there it is. I hope you guys like it. Let me know down in the comments what you think. And I will see you again for the next one. Thanks so much. Take care. Cheers.